Hey everyone, Milton Jeffrey here, owner founder of Rapid Funding Solutions, and I am excited to actually speak with you today about one of the programs that we've just kind of always had it running, as situations and scenarios kind of pop up for our real estate investors. We want to make sure that they can always move as quickly as possible to get deals done, and wanted to talk a little bit about this particular program. It is our Rapid Close program that we use. It's not in every state, but most of the major ones right now, all across the U.S., from Texas to Florida to Atlanta, you name it, right? This particular program is all about speed, and we are a nationwide lender. We offer a variety of incredible programs for our real estate investor client base, and then we also own and operate a commercial finance brokerage service side to our company where we help business owners and entrepreneurs get access to capital, whether it's SBA, equipment, lines of credit. We've helped so many entrepreneurs get access to capital, even startups and companies just needing to scale and so forth. So we'll talk more of that in one of our next videos. Today we're going to focus on the rapid close or the fast close program that we offer. And this is a program, as they say, built by investors for investors, right? Because, as a real estate investor myself, and have turned dozens and dozens and dozens of properties, in my lifetime, whether they're flips and or rentals, even now looking at building more ground up constructions like all across the US. The number one thing that we sometimes need is to be able to move quickly and take a property off market and close fast when a good opportunity arises. And you've got to be able to do it with no barriers and be able to do it with ease of access and move through it fast. The way that we try to tackle that problem is by doing a number of things, having a program that is all built on the asset and not driven by score at all. Actually, we're going to look at the asset itself. We're going to look a little bit at experience, look at the LLC, make sure, certain things are intact. We like to, on day one, figure out who your title company is, who we're using for your insurance policies, make sure we get everything buttoned up about this particular deal so that we can move at the speed that you need to move in order to take down this deal. One recent one we did, mini mansion in Atlanta. Actually, two, one in Atlanta, one in North Carolina. Two separate deals. One was around 550,000. One was at just under 800. And in both situations, we had literally the first one was 3 days to close, another was 5 days. And those type of timelines, you see it advertised a lot out there in the markets. But the thing is, like, not everyone can really truly do those types of deals. So what we had to do is figure out how do we help our investors make sure that when they bring a transaction like that into our ecosystem, that we are fully capable of moving fast, helping them take that deal down so that they can continue to scale their business and grow without any hiccups at all. And so we've built out a system that allows us to do just that. Help our real estate investors in their time of need be able to get a deal done, move it quickly without any hiccups, and just keep that ball rolling. All right, so let's just dive in real quick and take a look at how these loan programs are offered, right? First and foremost, they do three things. We've got our fix to flip, we've got our fix to rent, and we've got our bridge loans. So your usual, like some of those examples I actually just gave were actually pretty much all fix to flips. They bought them, took them down. We actually escrowed the renovation capital. So we did 90% of purchase, 90% of the rehabs, closed them in a matter of days, literally, but did also escrow for the renovations as well. So if you're looking, you got to move quick, man. Some of these markets are just like a no-brainer, man. You got to go. You got to move as fast as you humanly can in order to beat all competition to market. Like I mentioned, the Texas, the Atlanta markets, the Florida, around Miami, and those types of areas. Right. So we will actually do it as a fix and flip. We'll take down 90% purchase. You got to bring 10% in, 90% of the rehab as well. We do it as a total loan package. So 10% of total cost, we finance 90% of total project costs, right? In this scenario, the need for speed kind of trumps all, like as we say. So fix to rent, if you're going to buy it, do your updates, and then come back and say, hey, Milton, can you guys roll us over to a DSCR loan so that we can add this to our rental inventory? We're all about it, right? So Last one, bridge loans. If you just want to buy the thing and you're going to renovate it on your own, or you just want to snatch it off the market, hold it for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and then figure out what you're going to do, roll it to DSCR. Maybe you're going to update it, maybe it needs some cosmetic, maybe not, right? You have the flexibility and the option to do that because again, in the investor game, there's a lot of different paths you can take depending on your property and depending on your location. But sometimes you just got to be able to move quick to take that thing off market and get it like into your pipeline so that you can move accordingly, right? The lending geography on this. As I mentioned, we're in many states on this one, and we've got like a couple of different programs that can move in different spaces. This fast close one, the primary lending geography for this is Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, which we're seeing so much happening in places like Gary, Indiana right now. It's just on the come up. Anyways, Kansas, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. And we do like the subject property to be within 60 miles of a major MSA because, again, this is really an asset-based program. It's not based on your score. It's based on the actual comps in that area that we're going to look at for the last year. We're going to make sure there's some real comps over there selling 6 months, even better, like 2 or 3 comps selling. We want to make sure the value is there since we're not going to burden you with an appraisal, right? We're just going to try to move quick and get it closed fast and on to the next deal, as they say, right? So you can keep things moving, keep your teams working, crews going, all of that stuff, right? Eligible property types, single family is an absolute must, as you know, but it doesn't stop there. We also go into the multifamily properties up to 10 units. No mixed use, though, unfortunately. Those are just a whole different ballgame. We have a different bucket of programs that will allow you to take down any of the mixed use deals. In fact, we're gonna have to make a separate video on that one because we got some really, really highly competitive and aggressive programs for that too, right? So loan structure, purchase or refi, and we have, I think, leveraged each and every one of these scenarios. We're doing a couple now where we're just refining our borrows out of other loans onto this as just as a bridge loan. Some we're doing as refis with the rehab capital also included now to make those moves. Doing a 7 unit and a 2 unit right now in different scenarios, but they were sitting on bridge loans that they bought just to hold. They were wrapping up a bunch of other properties, right? So now they came back and said, hey, we want to do either 6 months or 9 months on this deal, refinance them, now get the escrows for the rehabs and go move these deals along. What we love about this is that again, these are purchase refi, but they're business entity, business purpose loans still. So non-QM, not based upon your employment, not based upon verifying assets, job, W-2s, tax returns, none of that stuff is actually relevant to us. It's more about that asset-based deal so that we can keep you moving with speed, right? We'll go up to 75% of the after repaired value, which is like the max on the market. And when you're doing deals at 75%, that's great numbers. Typically, that's going to cover just about everything you need to have happen and still leave you that 25% of margin in your deal so that when you get to the end of it, you're still making some money, right? 90%, as I mentioned, of the total loan to cost. We bring the 90% of that purchase and rehab, you just bring 10%. We add it all together, right? You just come with 10% of that. When it comes to the cash reserves, we like to see 15% of rehab and a few months of payments as well. And then we do loan amounts from 100,000 to 1 million. And I'll tell you a little secret. When I mentioned like Gary, Indiana earlier, we've even done deals down in the 40 to 50 range that folks are buying at 50, they're going to throw 80 in, and then they're going to go and sell them for, I've seen them even as high as 235, 240, 250, 260, like in those spaces. So we have a lot of flexibility in helping these deals move. Um, Experience, no experience required. No previous experience, right? If you can believe that. Right? Why? Because this is an asset-based deal, we understand. And not only that, but we absolutely love working with first timers because we can help you get into a deal, we can help you get your experience, we can help you scale and begin to grow your real estate investing business as well. So, like I mentioned too, no credit check required. This is all about that asset and building that business. In today's world, the rates typically fix at 11.99. It's got a 2% lender fee, 1%, 1 to 2 origination, depending. The reason we structured it this way, though, is because there's no junk fees. There's no other junk fees involved. Your origination is your origination. You're not worrying about strange admin fees and all types of other stuff. This is what it is, right? Legal doc prep, 250, no application fee, no processing fee. Everything else taken care of. Inspection, self-inspection, or third party. Like, again, you're going to send us the comps. We're going to look at all the pictures of the property. You're going to send us pictures of the interior, exterior. We want to see the rooms, bathrooms, kitchen, basements, no attics, not needed, right? And then we'll just do our in-house desktop appraisal evaluation on the deal. So qualify, you, like I mentioned, you got to have, let's call it 25% of the rehab budget just sitting in reserves. Reserves are very flexible in this. You just got to be able to take a snapshot, shows that you've got the capital available. We will do seller carried seconds as well to bring purchase price down, right? This is major. We don't have a bullet point on here that deserves its own page, actually, right? So we will allow seller seconds, right, to carry a piece of the purchase. We can get real creative also with that type of stuff. So if you've got a scenario and you're saying, man, there's some complexities to this, or I want to use a seller carry to carry, 20,000, 30,000, and then bring down my loan amount so I can get the deal done. We allow that, and then that seller gets paid out when you sell. We allow those types of things as long as it's disclosed to us on that second lien position with that carry. That's awesome, right? And then obviously in any deal, you got to have your closing costs. If you don't have closing costs, I mean, how are you going to close, right? So closing costs are a must. Post-closing draw process, easy. The draw fee is super expensive at zero, right? Minimum draw request, again, a whole lot of money at zero, right? When you get to the end of your loan, we see a lot of these deals fly through at the 6 months. Not too many are looking for extensions, and we have a good idea when we're looking at a deal up front whether it's really something that's going to get done within that proper time frame, or if they're going to need an extension. But if you got to apply, we're happy to get you. The 6 month loans come with an automatic 3 month extension. If you can't hit the maturity at the end, but again, don't stress that too much, right? If you're planning your deal and you're looking at it up front, we're looking at budgets and all of that stuff. And a month or two in, you're going to know like whether your roadway to that successful wrapping up, and whether you're going to come back and we roll you to a DSCR refi, to a rental inventory, whether it's part of your portfolio, whatever it is. We can help you exit the hard money into DSCR. In today's world, rates are starting on the 30 years, even in the sixes, right? So it just depends on where you got to go next in that next step. But we're going to be happy to help you with that as well. That being said, you got a scenario, shoot it over to us. Info at Rapid Funding Solutions. We have the short version, which is just info at rfsfunding.com. If you need something and you just got to rocket through it and get that thing closed and funded as quick as humanly possible, like, give us a shout, get us a scenario. Like I said, we'll get title ordered, we'll get insurance, we'll get the comps from you, we'll get it into review and get that deal moving like today. Right. So again, hit us up, info at rfsfunding.com. You could even throw the scenario on rfsfunding.com/real estate. So you saw this video and Milton told you to fill this out, and we are just looking forward to helping you. For us, fast, flexible capital for your real estate deals, for you guys, our client as investors, powered by real estate investors who really understand your vision. And that's why we really like bringing programs like this to market to help you grow and continue to scale your business. And we look forward to seeing that next scenario as soon as you got it. Thanks again. Bye.